Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the GT Series Malaysia Season number 4 for the team and drivers introduction. Last season is quite an impressive season for the BMW and also the from the Mavic team. We can see Chanelle Syazwan winning the championship, fighting with Herman Ibrahim, and also in the GT Super category, we can see that Danial dominating this season really well. So there is a few new things like the calendar and also some new drivers that join in the grid for this season, and we're going to talk about it today. So first of all, we're going to see the team and drivers introduction. We are going to start off with the GT Sport category. We have Khairul Racing Honda of Ryan Rafiki and also Adam Iskandar. Adam Iskandar, who drive for Mavic team in the GT Sport category last season and only got to drive for only one race, and then he got changed with Khairul Izany, and right now driving for Khairul Racing Honda. Hopefully we can see a better performance from these two drivers. And then we have the AF Course Ferrari of Kiki Ijat and Nini Ismail. And I can say that Kiki Ijat is not the best driver to stay in the GT Sport category. I don't know if how long will Kiki Ijat stay in the GT Series Malaysia, but probably not for long. And Nini Ismail switching team from the Squadron Course Lamborghini into the AF Course Ferrari. Quite a lot of team changes for Nini Ismail. And I can say that Nini Ismail is quite a good driver, but she changed a lot of teams so far, and I don't know what is her plan next season, but we'll see. Next up is the Team JMR Mercedes of Zuhaira Amani and Tengku Hazrul Samid. Same as last year, probably a better performance I can say, but I'm not really sure. But what I can say is that there is no different, but still with the same driver, and probably gonna be the same performance for the GT Sport category. And then we have Ford of Reverend Frederick and Zarina Dino. Zarina Dino is a returning driver after not driving for last season. Last time driving for 1XOX Audi and now driving for the Ford, replacing Danial, who lost his drive for the GT Sport category. Well, I can say these two drivers might gonna perform this season, but I'm not really sure. Frederick has been performing really well, and I can see that he will stay much more longer in this GT Series Malaysia. And we have the team champion of the last season, Mavic Porsche. For the GT Sport category, we have Isaac Wong and also Khairul Izany that will be driving for the Mavic team in the GT Sport category. Isaac Wong transferring from the AF Course Ferrari into the Mavic team. Probably a good move, probably a bad move, but I'm not really sure. But I can see that these two drivers will perform and probably finish in a good spot, probably in the top, probably around in the middle, but I'm not really sure. But with the Mavic team, I can see a better future for these two drivers. And then we have the Squadron Course Lamborghini of Danial and also the returning driver also Uzair Ukyo, who last time drive for the Petronas Mercedes, who is now now the team only perform in the GT Super category. Uzair Ukyo, after not driving for last season, Uzair Ukyo finally returning back with the Squadron Course Lamborghini. And Squadron Course Lamborghini have been in the midfield so far since last season, and I'm not really sure if these two will perform really well this season, because there's a lot of new faces and quite a performing team. But we'll see where will these underdogs finish for the season 4 of the GT Series Malaysia. And then we have the new team which is a high-tech Chevrolet, teaming up with almost the same livery with Shell Racing Chevrolet. These two teams will probably use the Chevrolet engine. So High-Tech Chevrolet is a new team with the driver of two rookie driver, Luther and Luther Gawa. And I can say these two couples could be a great driver in the GT Sport category, but I'm not really sure. But with the Chevrolet engine, which is in very competitive last season, and I can see these two drivers in a good shape and probably finishing in the top position. And this is the sister team, and next up is the main team of the Chevrolet team, Shell Racing Chevrolet. Faznin Ali and also another rookie driver, Leon Kennedy, will drive for the Shell Racing Chevrolet. Faznin Ali performing really well with Herman Ibrahim, but Herman Ibrahim got promoted to the GT Super category, so Leon Kennedy will replace Herman Ibrahim for the Shell Racing Chevrolet. Another team that has been performing since last season is 1XX Audi of Zamri Tua and Albino Irfan. Zamri Tua is a driver from the OJGT Series Malaysia, returning at the new GT Series Malaysia. So I'm not really sure if Zamri Tua will be performing this season, but Zamri Tua will replace Nina Selina in the GT Sport category after Nina Selina got promoted to the GT Super category. So Zamri Tua and Albino Irfan might be a good driver for the 1XX Audi, but I'm not really sure where will they finish in the season 4 of the GT Series Malaysia. Next up, we have the Monster Energy Porsche of Kasih Batusha and another rookie driver, Daniel Shaw. Well, I can't really say much for the Monster Energy Porsche, since Monster Energy Porsche barely finished in the good position last season. And with Kasih Batusha and Daniel Shaw, the rookie, for the two drivers for Monster Energy Porsche this season, I'm not really sure if they will be on the top position or in the midfield. But based on the last season performance, I can say probably in the bottom position again. But with the rookie driver, with the almost 4-star rookie driver, I think they might finish somewhere in the midfield position. Now we're moving on to the GT Super category. The first team that we're going to introduce is the champion of the last season, Red Bull BMW. Right now sponsoring with Red Bull, Aidil Bukhamil, switching team from the Toyota team into the BMW and teaming up with Liam Daniel, the champion of the last season. These two is a very expensive driver and also very performance driver. Aidil Bukhamil has been performing really well with the Petronas Toyota team last season, so I think switching to Red Bull BMW probably gonna show more of Aidil Bukhamil's skill, and probably we're gonna see these two dominating this season of the GT Super category in the GT Series Malaysia. And then we have the team JMR Mercedes of Tengku Badrul Samid and also Sofi Sabri. These two drivers still the same lineup in the team JMR Mercedes, but I'm not really sure about their performance. Even the Mercedes team improving their engine for the GT Super category, and forgot to say GT Sport category will use the road car engine, and meanwhile the GT Super category they will use the prototype engine. So I can see that BMW upgrading their engine, Mercedes also upgrading their engine, and lot of team, almost all of the team in the GT Super category upgraded their engine for the season, for the final season of the GT Series Malaysia. Next up we have the Mclaren of Badrul Yassin and the Otai of Muhammad Hasbullah Aziz. These two drivers still the same lineup as last season, performing really well, and I can say with the upgraded engine, I'm not really sure where will Badrul Yassin and the Otai finish, but I can say still the Otai will of course be performing like season 3 of the GT Series Malaysia, but I don't know if the team will be on the top on the position 1, beating the Red Bull BMW, but we'll see when the season started. Next up is the JMK Chevrolet of Naqib Udin and Herman Ibrahim from the GT Sport category. Herman Ibrahim got promoted to the GT Super category, fighting in the top tier. And Naqib Udin still with the same team of JMK Chevrolet. Herman Ibrahim from the Shell Racing Chevrolet in the GT Sport category got promoted to the JMK Chevrolet. But what I can say is that the JMK team has been performing really badly in the season 3, but I'm not really sure with the engine upgrade of the season 4 they might be performing somewhere in the top position, but we'll see when the season started. Next up is the Hacks Audi of Hanif Rofi and also Nina Selina. Nina Selina, who got promoted to the GT Super category, like Herman Ibrahim, and one more driver that I will introduce later. And I can say this, that Nina Selina might not be performing really well in the GT Sport category, but probably she will be performing with the Hanif Rofi for the GT Super category fight. But I'm not really sure where will they finish with Audi performance like last season. For some reason dropped, and with the engine upgrade this season, I think they will be performing really well for the GT Super category. And now we have Petronas Toyota, Hazrul Naim and Zachary Wong, the lineup of the Petronas Toyota team. And with Aidil Bukhamil moving out from the Petronas Toyota, Zachary Wong taking his place in the Petronas Toyota, driving for Petronas Toyota. But I'm not really sure if they will perform really well. But I can say Hazrul Naim, the second driver of the team Petronas Toyota last season, and now probably the first driver. I'm not really sure if it's equal all of the first driver, but I can say that these two drivers are not really performing really well, somewhere in the top 10, but I can say probably with the engine upgrade they will probably finish in the top 10. And now we have the Ferrari. Last season is the Squadron Course Ferrari, but this season back again as the Ferrari team with the lineup of Ariadhna Salleh and the champion of the GT Sport category, Chanelle Syazwan. These two women lineup probably will fighting the grid with the woman power. And probably, I'm not really sure with Ferrari performance improving since the last season, season 2. And I'm not really sure if this season they will perform much better than the season before, but with the new upgrade also with the new engine, and I can say that these two drivers will fighting in the top 10 in the GT Super category. With Zachary Wong out of the Ferrari, driving for the Petronas Toyota now, Chanelle Syazwan taking his place in the Ferrari team. So yeah. And now we have Aston Martin. Edie Kazri and Syafiq Roslan is the lineup of the Aston Martin team. Edie Kazri returning to the GT Super category finally, and will driving for the Aston Martin after 2 seasons in the GT Super Malaysia, driving for Monster Energy, many up and down, and now probably coming back for the GT Super category. I'm not really sure if he will be fast, but I can say returning to the GT Super category might gonna need more time to practice and take more time to improve back after driving for the lower tier in the GT Sport category for 1 season. I hope that there is no difference with the skills and everything after returning to the GT Super category. And then we have the team MKME team, VKD Monster Energy team. The lineup is Rehas Nawawi and also Hanako Liyue, who transferred from the Aston Martin into the team that he drove before. Just this time, VKD and Monster Energy joining together as one team, and probably gonna perform much more better with the Porsche engine. And Rehas Nawawi has been driving for Monster Energy for 3 seasons already in the GT Series Malaysia, and Hanako Liyue coming back to the VKD team and with the team MKME, and I can say that they might perform really well. They might be somewhere in the top 10, but with the Porsche engine of the GT Super category, I'm not really sure if they will be in a good shape or not. Well, hope for the best for the MKMA team. Next up, we have Axel Racing Honda. The lineup is still the same like the season 3. Jeremy Kamaruzaman and Andy Muhammad. The same as last season, but with the better engine, like all of the greats team. And I think they might be performing really well. I think they might still the same at the back of the grid, but with the GT Super category, almost all of the team, all of the team upgrading their engine, it might shuffle the grid a little bit. But, well, this season might be a challenging season. This season might be a better season than the season 3. And let's see the calendar for the season 4 of the GT Series Malaysia. Well, the calendar for this season is a little bit new, still with the 5 weekend for the GT Series of Malaysia, but with double header weekend, 3 double header weekend, 2 normal weekend, which we have round 1 from 22 until 23 March, which is next season. Which is next weekend. We have Singapore GP, and from 28 until 30 March we have round 2 and round 3 at Yokohama GP, and 4 until 6 April we have round 4 and round 5 at Beijing GP. From 12th until 30 April, we gonna have Stewart Island GP, and last weekend, from 18 till 20 April, we're gonna have round 7 and round 8 at Dubai GP, the final of the season 4 of the GT Series Malaysia. And that is all for today for the team and drivers introduction for the season 4 of the GT Series Malaysia. Next up is the weekend of the Singapore GP from 22 until 23 March. I will see you guys at the first round of the season. Goodbye.